I would like to take this moment to thank everyone for coming and why we're here today to rededicate Station 4 that was built in 1995. I think it's extremely important to have the support of administration to upgrade our equipment, our frontline equipment, and also improve our living quarters at the fire station. We're here 24 hours a day, and our living quarters are extremely important. And to continue to upgrade our equipment. At this time, I'd like to bring up Mayor Tom Broderick.
Well, thank you, Chief. Thank you very much. It's really an honor and pleasure to be here today. As the Chief said, going back 7 years ago now, when I first came into office and the Chief agreed to join in with me as part of our team, we talked about many of the things that needed to be done at the fire department to make sure that our firefighters had the best equipment that they could possibly have and to keep them as safe as they possibly could be. And so the Chief sat down with his assistant chiefs and they went through the various things that they needed and that they thought would be important to help make our community and keep it as safe as possible and to make our fire department as productive as possible. And over those last 7 years, we've made many investments, as you know, into our departments, whether it's the replacement of our various vehicles, having replaced all but one vehicle now, having replaced all of our ambulances, and continuing to look at where those needs are, as well as like turnout gear and so forth for all the officers. As you know, we have remodeled every station now that we have here in the city of Anderson. This is the last one now. We saved the best for last, right, Chief? Yes. You know, we weren't trying to slide anybody. But it's been a major endeavor, and because we want to do it right, and I know in each one of the stations that we've been at, when we've completed it, all the firefighters have been very pleased with the outcome. And I believe that you'll all be very pleased with what's occurred here. And I want to thank Chief Cravens and his administrative staff for their efforts in making that a reality. This particular makeover was about $140,000, if I recall. And again, it's been a long endeavor, but it's been important to make sure that we got it done right. And so we're happy today to be able to say that we have. I'm very pleased that you're all here today to hear some of these words and to hear from Chief Cravens again is going to talk a little bit more about the history of this station, but also about the specific build out that we've done here and remodel that we've done to make this station a little bit more spruced up. I'd like to thank all the firefighters that are here today. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything that you do. I tell people day in, day out that they're very lucky. If they have a situation where they find themselves needing the Anderson Fire Department, whether it's a health problem that calls out the ambulance or it's a situation that requires the firefighters to come out, that thank goodness that we have the folks that work for us at Anderson Fire Department. So thank you very much for all of your efforts, for what you do. It very much is appreciated from the bottom of my heart and from our community as well. I also want to thank all the various department heads that have been here today and that came out today for this dedication and all the assistance. We appreciate that. I appreciate the Board of Public Safety who's here, the chairman is here, and as well as one of our members. And I appreciate the fact that they've come out to celebrate this occasion as well. So at this time, we'll bring back Chief Cravens, who can tell us a little bit more about the detail. Chief?
First thing, before I forget, I want to thank, as a lot of times as chief you get a lot of credit, and sometimes you don't get credit, but first of all, most of the work was done here by the captains and the crews cleaning and picking up things. Chief Cawthorn did a lot of work, Chief Dietzen did a lot of work, and our contractors and stuff. So I wanted to take time and thank them and how much I appreciate them and their hard work. And couldn't get this done without our good captains and crews. This station has a long history. It was actually designed by Ball State students, and the front of the building is supposed to be of a helmet shield. And as I believe rich in tradition for our fire department, like our poles, a lot of guys don't realize the history of the pole. The first pole was a wooden pole in 1878 in Chicago. It was wood and 3-inch diameter. In 1880, the first brass pole was in Boston Fire Department. In the original stations, first floor was the horse and trolleys, second floor was living quarters, and the third floor was the hay. And all the stairs were spiraled so the horses wouldn't crawl up. So as not all the fire stations have poles anymore, it's still a part of our imagination as firefighters, as a kid, and the history and tradition of our fire department. And I'm very proud of our department and our history and our tradition here. We do what we do as well as anybody in the state of Indiana. And I couldn't do it without you guys' support and brotherhood and sisterhood that we display here at the fire department. So So I greatly appreciate that. And also to have a mayor that does support our fire department, our equipment, and our frontline staff and our living conditions. And we need to continue to do that and how important it is to us. And so I appreciate that. And thank you for coming out for the dedications and appreciate the continued support. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. We're going to count it down, guys. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I'm with Mike McKinley, former chief of the Anderson Fire Department, and also presently he's the chairman of the Anderson Board of Public Safety. How you doing, Mike?
Doing good, doing good.
Hey, we were talking a few minutes ago. We just dedicated the fire station out here on Cross Street. We kind of rededicated it. But you know the history of this building pretty well.
Yes.
So you were the chief when it was first built.
I was deputy chief when it was first built. Dan Edwards was chief. But we knew we needed a new station, but the cost of architecture was so expensive that we had an idea of going to Ball State and get their architectural class, and they did it as a project. So we saved all the architectural bills and having it designed that way. And I've always been extremely happy with what they've done. They actually put too much into it, as a class would do. We had to take some of the things away. It was more like a Taj Mahal than a fire station. But
Well, that's what happens when you have architectural students design something, right?
that's right.
Well, they obviously did a great job, and it stood the test of time, even though we've had to do a little bit of refurbishing here. But over the years, it's really held up well.
Yes, it has. It's our newest station, now our newest station because of remodel, but this was the newest station that we built here in the city.
And obviously times have changed, population's dropped, and we had the cutbacks because of the tax caps put in place several years ago. But back in those days, about how many firefighters were on the department?
When I came on, there was 151 firefighters on the department. On our rescue truck, where now you'll have 2 guys, we had 8 guys. You know, that type of a thing.
Yeah. Well, lots changed, but you've seen a lot also occur since you've been on the safety board, and I appreciate your service there. You've been on that for the last 7 years, and how have you found that to be?
Oh, I really enjoy it. I think the thing that really helps is have already been a police officer and already been a fireman. I know the inside part, but we make our decisions that day as they present the evidence.
And that's one of the things I probably should have mentioned. And prior to becoming a firefighter, you were on the Anderson Police Department.
Yes, I was.
And how long were you on that department?
I was 5 years on Anderson and 5 years on the St. Petersburg Police Department. When I came back here, Anderson Police wasn't hiring and fire was.
So since we're doing a little bio right now, what was the reason for the change from police to fire then?
In fact, police wasn't hiring.
That was
yeah,
pretty
that was
much
it. Yeah. I had a few chances to go back. You know, while I've been on the fire department, because it's same person, you can transfer. So I told the people when they asked me, I'd said, well, let me think. 3 out of 9 days, same pay. But I'm only allowed to wear out 1 chair a year. That's the worst part.
Well, we appreciate your service to the community, all you've done over the years, and thank you for what you do again on the Board of Public Safety. I appreciate it. You're accepting the appointment a few years ago, and you've continued to serve well.
And same with you, Mayor. Not blowing smoke. It's, you know, you didn't wait like other mayors till the 4th year or the 8th year to do something. You know, it's you've done things to help this city the whole time. I just hope we can get people to understand that.
I appreciate that. Well, again, thank you very much, Mike, and wish you and your family the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.